What's going on, guys? It's Will Type back with another EDM breakdown for you. I know it's been a minute, but I've been learning things in my life. I've been learning so many new things. I really picked up DJing seriously recently because obviously I got into the EDM producing music, but I really knew that I had to start DJing for real, and that was maybe the easiest thing I've ever learned in my life. For all you guys that think DJing is hard, that shit is not hard. Make actual music first and that shit will be easy. Anyways, and that's no hate, that's just some real shit that some of y'all have to hear, like the hard truth. Anyways, this is my second single, EDM single I ever dropped, called what's it called? It's called Up and Away. Alright, I used Arcade, the plugin, just like I used the last one for this one. This was probably my second EDM idea ever, and at the time I was listening to a lot of UK garage type music, so like Sammy Virji, Notion. I think Kadima might fall in that category too, but it was really Sammy Virji. I was really bumping Sammy Virji a lot. That one song that's like, I feel so lonely and lost in here, I need to find my way home. That song was hitting me differently last summer, but I was bumping that a lot, and I started liking that faster pace, house music. So, you can see here at the very top here, the BPM of this track is 138, which is a common, UKG speed. And all right, so right here is basically where everything stemmed from my knowledge, and it's just this really nice, catchy vocal chop that Arcade had that I kind of dig through and found, and it sounds like this.
Up and away we go, my love. Up and away to the stars above. Up and away we go, my love. Up and away, up and away.
So like that instantly just gave me like Sammy Virji vibes, as I was talking about earlier, and I was like, well, I've been bumping him. So this bank called Sky High in Arcade is where I got this vocal chop from. And as you can see, I kind of played with the knobs to mix it how I wanted. And also I pitched it up from its original pitch, which was D major. So I pitched it up 3 tones up to F major, and I found that I liked it there the best. The next thing I put was some chords on it, so I'm pretty sure it's these.
Up and away we go, my love. Up and away to the stars above. Up and away we go, my love. Up and away.
So it's like some ambient pad chords that I also found in Arcade, and it just meshed so perfectly together. So yeah, this is the ambient pad sound. It's from Downtime, Rise and Shine, Arcade Bank. I really didn't do too much to it, but with this, I had 2 different versions, right? So obviously, I cloned these, right? So this is the same thing, but this is a higher pitch version, a higher octave, just 1 octave up. I had kind of played with them and stacked them as I went. So certain parts, you're hearing both of them together.
Up and away we go, my love. Up and away to the stars above.
And that's really just to have a progression going in the song so it feels like it's building, So it really thickens it up at the second part of the hook, if you want to call it.
Up and away we go, my love. Up and away to the stars.
So like there, the lower one wasn't playing, but like at the very beginning, the lower one is the only one playing. So I really just played with the octave going up and down the like entire song. So I would say the next thing I added was the saxophone, which really just went so well with it and really made me realize this was like a special song to me.
Up and away we go, my love. Up and away to the stars above. Up and away.
And like adding like those like actual real sounding instruments with like more of the pad ambient electronic sounding stuff, if you do it right, will definitely sound sick in the end. Alright, so the next thing I added was this little accent, and it's very minimal, and you honestly can't even hear it. It's something you more feel. And so I kind of lined this up kind of to like hit off the saxophone. So the saxophone's going to play, and then this is going to play, and you're going to see what happens. So it's kind of just like an extension of the saxophone in a way. That's the melody. So like this is literally like the melody of the song right here.
Up and away we go, my love. Up and away to the stars above.
I'm just gonna solo out the drums just like I did with the melody, just so you can kind of have a easier understanding of what's actually going on. So I'm really gonna start with obviously the kick. I'm gonna play the bass line with the kick, because honestly, like, the bass line is so unique and it carries the song with the melody essentially. So yeah, that's the bass line, and that is made in Serum. I'm gonna go into that really quick because I'm sure a lot of people are interested to hear or to see actually like what that actually is all about. Yeah, funny enough, it's called Sammy Virji. So shout out to, like, I think it was Sound and Sounds or something. I'm gonna, if I botch that name, I'm sorry. Like, that dude, he's from like Europe or something, and he's the plug. He really put me hip to EDM when I didn't know anything, on YouTube, and he really he had a short that designed this exact preset, and I just copied it, and then I kind of just made it my own preset, and it essentially just worked perfectly in the song. And it was a Sammy Virji style preset, ironically. The first part of this sound is this first oscillator, so I'm just going to take these out and you'll hear what this sounds like. This is purely low octave sub shit, right? So there's a couple things going on with this sound. First off, you put it 2 octaves down. Second thing, you turn up the sub to 16, and it's an FM sub. So that's connected to here, and then you have a sine wave. These are just normal ass sine waves, right? And then you put this an octave down, you put this 2 octaves down, it combines to be this. And it's like, you just added a sub, right? So I can barely hear it on these headphones, and you probably can't even hear it on your phone or whatever, but it's there, trust me. And this is like the interesting part to it, right? This part is like a sine wave that goes on top of it, and it's almost a note being played as a melody more than a bass. But when you put it up 7 semitones, it's going to harmonize it. That sounds like this. And then all I did from there was filter it a little bit. There was a little white noise on there, a bright white noise, which is just like static, that static you're hearing. The envelopes look like this. So the first one is for this one. So it cuts off. It's pretty basic envelope. It kind of goes down, right? So that's why you hear it drop off. But really the most important envelope's for this, because you want it to be plucky, right? So if I were to go like this, that's stupid, right? But so it fits in with what you're really trying to do. These are the effects I put on it. I really can't go too much into these effects other than, yeah, like, I really just use my ears and let them guide me. So I had this little low hat playing in the background, right? I stacked it with another hat, and then another hat. Okay, that one's actually different. But so I had 2 hats going, right? And then I'm gonna go into basically I had a clap. Honestly, that clap sounds ugly in my opinion now, but whatever. We go into now, this is where you get the UKG elements, right? When you put the percussion in between the claps, the hats, and the kick in a way that creates a pattern. So I would say the first one is this. So if you go into here, you can see the pattern I laid down. And a lot of this was from that Sound and Sounds tutorial. I kind of just edited it kind of to fit the song, but a lot of it was foundational from that video. So you're already hearing it move faster, right? And then you put in the snare. And, So if you want to go into the MIDI for that, it looks like this. And you can see how I play with the velocities every time just to add more of a live swinging feel. And basically that's just like a normal average Metro Boomin one. It's just going way faster and you're putting them more frequently, honestly. And then I think I accidentally played the other hat, and so that's why it was sounding like that. But basically, this is the last one, and this is where... So this is straight up right after the main hat. It complements the main hat and gives it that skipping effect, I would describe it. Right? It's skipping. It's like galloping like a horse, kind of. Right? And then you add the other hat. It goes in between there. And they're all just in unison doing something crazy. And then the snare. Yup. That shit different though. Very soothing. And then... You know what I'm saying? And then I ended it with this. And that. And that crash. And those are just... I feel like you hear that all the time. But it's just so... It sounds so good. You can't... You can do it differently, but I just added the 4 on the floor way. Alright, bet. So then everything combined together with the bass... and the melodies. And so this is basically like the loop I kind of had coming into really fleshing it out after, 6 months later.
Up and away we go, my love. Up and away to the stars above. Up and away we go, my love. Up and away. Up and away we go.
I don't know if you noticed, but I panned these open hats at the end. I went bam, 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 bam. Like, so I panned them around your head. So, and I just like doing little stuff like that just to kind of put my creative touch on it. So stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. I'm gonna go over mixing and automation in the next video if you guys are really interested in that. So like, show love on this video. If you guys really want to see the nitty gritty details of this disgusting mess, I will show you. But I'm not really trying to go over it right now. And then just you can see how much processing is going on. I'm not the one to say over processed. There's just a lot of sounds that are being processed, right? So there's a lot of shit that's going on with all of these sounds. And I can really go into depth to make your shit sound next level professional. As for the arrangement and everything, like that's what this is and the sounds I chose. Hopefully this, this video really helps you get started into that UKG, UK garage sound, Sammy Virji style sound, definitely. But yeah, really appreciate you guys supporting me lately, and I'm gonna keep the videos coming, and I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want, honestly, and just post the music I make, because I make a lot of music and it needs to be heard. And I think that's a problem with a lot of artists, is they just don't show the process, they don't show the actual music, and they just hold on to things and they hype it up in their head too much. I'm describing myself right now, by the way. It's been Will Type. Thanks for watching. We got X Vision shirts. If you made it to the end, you might as well buy X Vision shirt. My Shopify link is in the description, as always. We got 50 of these exclusive X Vision shirts, white or black. I'll put the back of the... Hold on. If I can get out of my chair. I'm going on my knees. Pause. But you see the back of the shirt? You see the back of the shirt? That shit hard, right? The really high quality shirts. Go cop one. Show support to my label, my collective, and even join it if you want. If you're really about it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been Will Type. Peace.